Tonight on the podcast, we're talking about Deadpool 3 finally getting a director. Sony bringing God of War to TV. Maybe we're getting Blade a little bit sooner than we thought. Our reaction to the Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer. All that and so much more on tonight's episode of the Absolute Geek Podcast. Max, let's get it started.
Hit.
It is Friday night in Phoenix, and you are locked in to the premier pop culture podcast in all of the land, the Absolute Geek Podcast. I am Matt.
I'm Lance.
I am Obi-Wan Controller.
Let's crack one open for the boys and have a good show, boys.
I already opened mine. I couldn't wait.
How's it going?
It's going well, man. Really easy day at work. That was nice.
Books.
Didn't really have much of anything.
To your ear holes.
Yeah, I've been good. Lance was kind enough to help me pick up a new desk today. I got a really slamming deal on a good desk. And yeah, it's nice. As you can, if you're watching, you can actually see my decorations behind me. It's so exciting because my camera can face the direction I want it to.
He says decorations. My decorations. Not his
Shut
nerd
up.
art.
My nerd art. My nerderations.
Nerderations.
Man, it just felt like this week was never going to end.
Dude,
It did feel like a really long week.
Yeah, it felt that way to me too. It was so freaking. Yeah, it was just a long week.
Now I have all next week off. Yay me.
Really? Oh, that's right. I know why.
Anna's getting surgery. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not necessarily the best reason.
Which, me being on the show, we might have to play by ear. I don't know how she's going to feel for me to take 3 hours away from.
It's just hernia surgery. It's no big deal.
She's really worried about picking up the kids. Like,
Been there, done that. She can't. She won't be able to lift over 10. Or
yeah.
over
So
like
what
5 pounds.
what is she supposed to do for 3 hours?
That's why you got other kids. You, oldest, pick up the youngest. You just go down the line, man. That's why you have like
Exactly.
an army of like 20 kids. Man.
I've seen it. Hey, your second oldest, William, he's great. He tried to pick up James the other day. Was holding him around the neck. It was great.
For real?
No.
I was gonna say.
Actually, yes, but it was an accident. He was like trying to pick him up and like help him dunk the basketball in that little hoop thing you guys have in the backyard. Because
Yeah.
he saw me picking James up and like having him dunk it, and he's like, "Oh, I want to try," and then he couldn't like support him, and James started slipping, and he's like, "Ah!" Look, I was right there. It was all good.
That is called the you will go to sleep or I will put you to sleep.
Yes, that is exactly what that's called.
Yep. So your baby Matt's what, 8 weeks yesterday?
She is going to be 8 weeks yesterday. She's going to be 2 months on Saturday.
That's crazy. Doesn't feel
Time
like
flies,
just
man.
yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it goes by so fast.
And like a trooper, Matt was back on the podcast like 2 weeks after, not even after the baby was born.
Yeah.
I think Max
was in
and I
the
took
chat.
off like a year.
I
I was in the
up
chat like
3 or
the
4
night
weeks.
or the day after she was born because
I know.
Yeah.
they were both sleeping. And
He
I
just
was
can't be
awake.
away from you guys, man. He wants to.
We got to keep this. We got to keep this trainer rolling. And that
Big
dedication is why next week we got a sponsor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
big things happen in the world
So-
of Absolute Geek, man. It's
Right.
freaking
You gotta
awesome.
Keep that trainer rolling, son.
Absolute sponsored.
You can't ever take a week off. You got to keep it rolling. So
Yeah. Are we allowed to say who the sponsor is, or we got to wait till next week?
I
don't know what the
see
rules
why
are.
it matters. No, it doesn't really matter.
So we don't have like the official stuff that we're supposed to really say about, but what I can say is Manscaped, our new sponsor, the stuff they treat their people well. They sent us some cool stuff. You know,
Yep.
I've
You
already
guys should
used
have
all
seen
of
it. I was down there sniffing Lance's balls earlier. They smelled amazing.
You live down there, so
He
you're not
pays me
telling
rent.
anything anybody. Yeah, you're not telling anybody anything they didn't already expect. Right?
No, dude, when that box came, I'm like, oh, dude, I thought I was gonna get like a T-shirt and like, you know, some like deodorant or something like that. No, dude. They went all out. They sent us like the primo stuff that they offer, and so far I'm pretty impressed.
So I'm super excited. Next week, we will have a sponsor. Just got to use the product to make sure that we approve of it before we put it on the show and put it out to you guys. So we'll have the discount code and all that next week. So super excited for that. We got to make it a banger of a show.
Yeah, big things happening in the world of AGP.
Did you guys anything exciting happen to you guys this week other than getting a new desk or anything going on?
I got my Batman chair.
I mean, yeah,
My Batman chair.
I
Mm-hmm.
I got a job offer last Friday. It's part of the reason I wasn't on the show.
That's better than my chair.
I officially accepted the offer on Monday. So yes, I'm very excited. I don't start until April 1st, but I accepted the offer on Monday, and I'm really, really excited. So yes, big things definitely happening.
There you go.
Anything on your end?
No, same day, same shit, different day here, man. I need a change in my life. Something's got to give, right? But we do have big things happening here, so. Did what?
It changes when you want it to change, right? That's kind of like you put change into the world, and
I've been waiting for 9 years for change, so we're gonna see. We'll see what happens.
I'm a firm believer of put
good change though.
into
Good
the
change
universe.
that positively affects my family, not negatively affects my family.
Well, dude, you have had some changes.
Yeah.
You've had some change, like positive changes in your life that have given you a family.
True.
So, like, you know, the Matt that we knew 2 years ago is totally different than the Matt we know today. For
Absolutely.
the better.
You know what change has been the most significant though this week for me? The fact that I don't have any more change because of the gas prices.
Oh my god.
That has been wonderful. Having to spend California prices on my gas. I can't even imagine if you live in California. I think it's like $7 in some places. That's awful.
Dude, it was $6 when it was like only $3.50 here. It was over $6, so it's got to be close to 10.
I'm over here like I'm over here yes, but I'm over here still saying, well, this is great. I got this promotion at work. I'm getting more money. Oh no, it's all being spent on freaking gas.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. So today we went to my corporate office to go pick up Matt's his desk because he really liked mine. So I took him out there in my Suburban. I said, dude, I'll take you out there. You are paying every drop of my gas, which, by the way, I think you paid me too much.
Well, then we'll figure it out later.
Send him a bill.
I didn't realize how much you handed me. And Anna goes, yeah, he paid you too much.
Well, maybe you can buy me some food later. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. We're good.
So, yeah, but dude, gas to fill up my Suburban probably costs $120.
What size fucking tank does that thing have?
It's a big one. It's bigger than the trucks of the same size, just because they can fit a bigger one in there.
Do you have a Costco membership? Go to Costco.
I do, but Costco's not close, so I'll waste the gas driving to Costco.
Yeah, it's not a savings going to Costco. They're too far.
I might as well just pay them extra here and not drive. But Costco's going to be down the road from us here pretty soon. They're building one just down the street.
We filled up Aaron's Explorer last night. It was like $70.
Oh, then mine's definitely going to cost $120. We traded in the Explorer for our Suburban.
She's got like a 16-gallon tank in hers.
Yeah, I think mine's like a 27-gallon tank or something.
For the longest time, for the last, I don't even know, since like 2010, I have usually it costs me about $40 to fill up my tank. Sometimes less when the gas prices are better, $30, $35. Because I've got like a Honda Civic and a Honda CR-V. The tanks aren't that big. They're like what, 12, 13, 14 gallons maybe. And then the other day I go fill up my tank. I'm like $52. It's just crazy. That's like a lot more. I know. Compared to some people, not
my
nearly
Suburban
as
has a
bad.
31-gallon tank. I just looked it up.
Oof.
Jesus Christ, that's a big tank. Gas.
Yeah. I haven't spent $100 on a tank of gas since I was a teenager when my parents had me driving their Suburban around. That was expensive.
Well, when it takes a gallon of gas just to go a mile, then you need a big gas tank.
Yeah, it's true. Well, literally this week I was looking at Teslas. I'm like, I can't afford one, but I was looking, thinking maybe they're not as expensive as I thought.
You
Should I get
can.
it?
The Model 3 is pretty affordable.
I think it was like 50,000 still when I was looking at it.
No, you can get one for 35.
Okay.
Just make monthly payments. Who cares?
Well, yeah. Well,
But-
yeah, I would. I don't have that kind of money. I don't have 40
Six,
grand to
700.
just drop all at one time.
Six,
yeah,
700
all the
bucks a
hidden
month.
costs, dude. Like you're probably getting close to 50,000. Like when you think about all the hidden costs you got to do,
Yeah.
like putting that converter in your house and all that other shit. It's expensive, man.
Absolutely.
I'm thinking about buying that Ford Maverick. We talked about that.
Yeah, that's actually way more affordable than I was thinking. I'm
Starts
not in
at
the
20
market for
grand.
a new car, but I am in the
I am.
market though to finally get a deck in my Civic. I mean, it's not like it's a nice car.
I
but
thought you said something else.
no, a deck. DECK.
I thought you said I'm in the mood to get some dick. Is what
No.
I heard.
No.
He's always in the mood for that dick. That
So I
sloppy
said,
dick.
the fuck you say?
Nope, definitely didn't say that.
He likes that big sloppy dick.
Oh, I did have another exciting thing. I canceled my Cox. So talking about dicks and cock, I canceled my Cox membership and switched to a MediaCom for half the freaking price. So that's exciting.
Are you on it right now, or are you still using your
No, I
Cox?
still have Cox until the end of the month, and then I'll be on MediaCom starting in April. But
that
rather than
satellite
130
internet?
bucks, no, it's cable. It's cable,
Really?
and everyone here in my neighborhood says it works great. So I'm like, okay, I can pay $70 for for Gigablast, where right now I'm paying 130 for 500 megs.
I would switch
So-
to MediaCom if they offered it in my neighborhood. It's considerably cheaper than Cox.
Yeah, they have
offer
data.
the same speeds.
They have data limits, but you want to know what they are? 6 terabytes. I'm never going to get 6 terabytes. On Cox, I have unlimited, but I only use 2.
Mhm.
So it's like, yeah, I'm.
I
If,
wish I
if
had
as
no
long as it
alternative to
works,
that out here.
as long as it works, I'm going to be very happy because $70 instead of 130.
No contract?
No contract. I can cancel at any time. So if it's
That's
awful, I'll
amazing.
just go back to Cox, I guess. Which I don't want to, but.
I'm sure you will always find your way back to the Cox.
You
Your
could
mom
get like a
says-
whole gallon of gas in the savings.
Right. Yo, what up, Patrick? Thanks for stopping in. What's going on? What's
What up,
good,
buddy?
everyone? All right. Well, without further delay, it's nice catching up with everyone. But let's get into a little bit of little geek news here.
Geek news, geek news. We really need a theme song.
We say it every week. We just need to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. But
Or we need to get a sponsor to do it.
there you go. Our leadoff story tonight is Amazon and Sony are partnering to bring us a God of War television show. If you're a big fan of the game franchise, I'm super stoked for this. There's so much good lore and stuff with the God of War games. Interested to see how it transitions to TV. What do you, as a resident gamer guy, Max? What do you think?
I'm skeptical. Amazon, for the most part, hasn't let me down. I've loved pretty much everything they've released. But Wheel of Time is really off the mark. And so it just gives me pause. Even though Reacher is amazing, Hannah was great. Lord of the Rings, I think, looks pretty good. I don't know. Wheel of
The
Time
boys.
makes me, the boys, obviously, yeah, amazing show.
Well, who's
Upload.
producing
I'm
it?
watching Upload season 2. That's really good. Anyway,
That's out?
yeah, it came out today.
Oh, shit.
I'm only one episode in, but it's pretty good. So I'm
Who's-
looking forward to this if it happens, but I'm just skeptical because the only other fantasy series they've done so far wasn't the best.
Who's producing it?
I don't know. I thought this was just a rumor so far. I don't think it's confirmed yet.
No, it's
Or am I wrong?
I'm pretty sure it's confirmed.
Yeah, it's confirmed.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Mhm.
I mean, I think PlayStation's doing some interesting stuff here. I mean, Uncharted was good. They've got the Last of Us TV show. They've got. I feel like HBO would have been a better place to put God of War, but I'm hoping that it ends up great. I'm not sure what's going to happen.
It seems like video game. There's always that old adage that game movies suck. Video games don't transition to movies well, and I'm interested to see if that same goes for television shows because we got Halo coming, we've got Last of Us coming, we have Uncharted's in theaters. That's not really a show, but now the potential for God of War. I'm hoping that transition is smoother from games to TV than games to movies, because I feel like you got a little bit more breathing room doing it episodically instead of trying to fit in an hour to 2 hour movie. So it just depends on which route of God of War do we get? Do we get like the original games, or are we going to go the new Sony one that came out a few years ago? For me, it really just depends on what road of God of War we're gonna get.
So I'm reading this article, and it's given me a little bit of hesitation on this whole thing now.
Oh, there's also a live action Twisted Metal in the works. So
that's interesting.
So what's
another video game?
So the showrunner for this is the same showrunner as the Wheel of Time, and also helped with the story and screenplay for the Uncharted movie, which we liked the Uncharted movie.
It would be
but
a good one-ish to play.
But it deviates a bit from the source material. Wheel of Time, from what I'm told, deviates a bit from the source material, right, Max?
It does.
So that same guy is going to be the showrunner for this. Now, the writers of it, I haven't seen this show, but I've heard good things about The Expanse. That was also on Amazon, right? It's on Amazon?
It started on Sci-Fi, but yeah, it ended on Amazon.
So the Expanse creators are helming this as well. So, I mean, from what I understand, I don't have any, personal experience with them, but that Wheel of Time guy, I mean, I don't know.
For me, it comes down to who they get to play Kratos is one of the biggest things, because he has to look. I feel like you've got to get a bulky-looking guy who looks similar to this picture, who can grow a good beard, and who's got a deep voice. Like, I've heard people say Jason Momoa. I think he could honestly be pretty cool in the role.
I don't see him as Kratos.
I mean, just his work and just his work as freaking Game of Thrones. Can't remember the name of the character. Like, I feel like he could do it pretty good.
Is he designed after this guy, this Tommaso Ciampa?
Oh, Tommaso Ciampa? No. But he's a WWE superstar that would be perfect.
He does look like the same dude.
Yeah, it's pretty damn close.
That looks like the same dude.
If he was just a little bit bigger, it would be. And he's got the voice too. He's kind of got that deep, like raspy voice.
Oh, I'm trying to click on the screen. It's over here.
Yeah, I don't know this guy, Tommaso Ciampa or whatever.
Tommaso Ciampa.
He definitely Ciampa. He looks right for sure. And if his voice is good, then cool. You gotta have.
Yeah, he did voice. He came out as Kratos for an event. Dude, he would kill it. I think he would kill it for sure.
But is he a good actor? Well, I guess he's in wrestling, so.
I mean, he's just WWE superstar.
But we've seen John Cena.
Rock.
Either of them are Cena or The Rock.
They're good at action, but like, it's just like, so what makes the God of War reboot so good is some of the voice acting and just like the acting in general. And so, like, there's so much nuance that I think that whoever's going to play Kratos needs to bring to the role. If they do the Atreus route, and maybe they're not going to do the Atreus thing, maybe they're going to start in the Greek world like the original games did. Honestly, that might be better because there's been so much Viking stuff coming out recently. It might be refreshing to get back into some Greek mythology. I don't know. What would you rather see? Would you rather see the Greek mythology or this current age?
I think you got to go Greek first.
Yeah, I agree.
Because there's so much with the loss of his family and Zeus and his heritage and all that. Like, that's like the reason he is as white as he is, or ashy gray, is because that is the ashes of his family on him. So that whole reason for him being the way he is has to do with his family. So it's definitely, you got to go. I think you got to go Greek first.
Yeah, well, I'm cautiously optimistic, and I would love to see some Greek mythology. Also, make sure you do Greek mythology right and make all these gods assholes, because like that's how they're written in the mythology. Let's not go this Hercules Disney.
Patrick says no, going Norse. You can't though. Like, you got to go Greek first because that's so pivotal to Kratos and his whole like being. The PS4 is an all-time great game, don't get me wrong, but that's still like, you still have that whole section of why Kratos is the way he is.
Yeah,
set
and
up.
Well, and how do you
I'll be
explain
honest.
his name being Kratos if you start with Norse?
Yeah,
It's
it's
a
hard.
Greek name.
Yeah, so I didn't play the original 3 games. So like I can understand where Patrick's coming from with like this Norse version of Kratos is awesome. It is seriously one of the best games I've ever played. Like probably top 5 ever. It is so amazing. But I agree that with Matt, like I think we got to go Greek. You got to give him his roots. You got to give him that backstory. And if this show goes for, you know, 10 seasons, maybe you can get into the Norse world eventually. You know, I don't know.
So I'm looking at a fan cast, and now that I've saw who's the showrunner, and with Uncharted casting Tom Holland, who looks nothing like Nathan Drake, it's eyebrow raising when they cast him. I do think they're probably going to try to get the biggest name in Hollywood.
For
So maybe
Kratos?
Jason. Yeah, I do think they're going to try to get somebody name recognition. So Jason Momoa, Dave Bautista, one of these guys.
I don't think neither one of those work. I don't think Mo works, dude. He doesn't have the right look.
Yeah, I right now he's number 2 on this list from Screen Rant.
Dave Bautista.
Number 1 is Dave
Bautista.
Bautista. Number 3 is I never know how to say
Dave
Jimon
Bautista should be God of War, but not God of War. Sorry, Gears of War, the other GOW.
Yeah,
Well, that's the one he's
Not-
been trying to make.
he should be Marcus Phoenix in Gears of War for sure.
But you don't think another one is Chris Hemsworth is on this list? He's number 7.
No,
Gerard
He's too
Butler.
pretty. Gerard Butler's not bad.
He's not a good actor though.
dude, this game has got such a passionate fan base. So like, you're gonna this announcement is gonna be make or break on who they get to play Kratos and how
I
people
think
feel about it.
everybody's going to know who this person is. I do think that, and there's not many big, beefy guys like that in Hollywood.
I think that's where I don't think this game is going to require that big name actor to make this show go. I think name alone and just popularity alone of the game is going to make people tune.
I'm just saying.
I'm with
just
you.
judging by the track record of this guy that's involved.
Yeah, but I'm just saying
That's all I'm saying.
too. But this would be a perfect time for an undisclosed or undiscovered, talent, or like we said, talent from another medium to come over. And I think this show will sell on game popularity and name alone. Like,
I hope you're right, and I think there's a world where that could happen. Because if you look at Wheel of Time, even though I have some issues with how they've strayed, there's not a ton of like big name actors in it, other than the actress Rosamund Pike, and she's even not like massive.
Oh, she's
So
huge.
I
She's
think-
an Oscar winner.
I know, but she's not.
She
not-
doesn't have the name recognition. I understand. what you're
Yeah.
saying.
She's a great actress. I'm not. Yeah, but yeah, that's the name recognition thing. She's not like Jason Momoa name recognition. I don't think. So maybe they bring in someone who's well known but not as big, or I would love fresh talent. I'd probably say that a lot, but I love fresh faces. Someone who hasn't done something before. I think that'd be really cool.
no kid in Greek, you got to shoehorn Loki in. So that's the whole thing about the Greek one, though, is he had a family before Loki and his family in the current God of War games, and they were killed, and that's the ashes of his dead family stain his skin, and that's why he's got that gray tone to him. So it's pivotal for that, because that's kind of what sets him in on this, revenge of the gods and against Zeus and his father, and all that stuff. So that gray skin tone is very pivotal for this character. So you kind of got to have him have that first family, because you can't really kill off the whole like Loki and all that. Like you could bring Loki in later, like if they get to season 2, you could have the Greek stuff, and then season 2 or season 3 be the Norse stuff, and he gets has another kid and another family, and you can transition it like that. But I think Greek is the way to go right off the bat.
I agree. I think you look long haul. You start in Greece, you go into the Norse mythology in a
Oh
later
yeah,
season.
they kill his family in episode 1, dude. That would be a banger of a way to start the show. You just see his whole family getting slaughtered.
Isn't that how like the first game is? It's pretty early in the first
Yeah.
game that his family dies, I thought. John Travolta was good in Greece. How about him? Good one, Sticks Boy.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a lot of faith because Amazon, in my opinion, has done a lot of good things, but just seeing this other guy that's involved, like Uncharted, as much as enjoyable as it was, there were some gripes. It's not a perfect movie.
The other thing with Amazon too, though, is they're notorious for cutting shows short. So who knows how many seasons we're gonna get of this? Like, I'm surprised we're getting a third season of The Boys. You know, with how notorious they are for cutting it. Yeah, it's a massive show, but there's been some other bangers on Amazon Prime that have only barely made it through one season. So we'll see.
Ish is getting dirty in the chat. What's next?
She did not win an Oscar, Lance.
No, she won a Golden Globe. She was nominated for an Oscar. I had it backwards.
Okay.
Yeah, but she did win a Golden Globe, and she was nominated.
Deadpool almost made his way into the MCU by a cameo via Shang Chi. That Abomination cameo in Shang Chi was almost a Deadpool cameo, which I think would have been way better.
That would have been awesome. That would have been
It was
amazing.
cool because I understand why they used Abomination, because isn't Abomination going to be part of She-Hulk or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Tim Roth, isn't it Tim Roth?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I get why that was, but they could put Deadpool in anything and it's going to be cooler than anything else they do. I mean, we're all
some Golden Globes.
we're all clamoring for Deadpool. I mean, the Deadpool train has been pretty slow as late. It's like they're kind of dragging their feet. But you did say that there was some news to maybe talk about with Deadpool.
Clamor no further. Deadpool 3 is a go with Free Guy and Adam Project director Sean Levy attached to direct the film.
Dude,
so
Free Guy is so good, and I need to watch the Adam Project.
I watched it today. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, well, Ryan
it's definitely an interesting take on a new, fresh, interesting take on time travel.
Yeah.
So I would definitely recommend it on Netflix. But yeah,
I want to check that out. Free Guy's awesome.
To Disney.
Free Guy was a lot of fun. So I'm in.
It's
hopefully rated R.
Both of those are kind of family friendly, aren't they?
Yeah, I would say so.
I just hope they don't Disney this thing. I mean, Bob Iger has come out and said, yeah, it's going to be rated R. Kevin Feige said, yeah, it's going to be rated R.
I think Ryan Reynolds has enough clout, because I'm sure he'll be an executive producer. I'm sure he has enough clout to make sure that it's still Deadpool.
Well, I think the first two show you that rated R is the way to go. Rated R sells, and that there's no abundance of parents that are going to stop the R rating from making them not take their child.
Yeah, I agree, and it's kind of nice to think that the MCU can have this darker area, with like Daredevil and Punisher and Deadpool. Like I kind of put them all in that same bucket. Maybe it's not the same thing over and over again. This PG-13 popcorn movie family thing. They can have like a darker side. You know what I mean?
I think Deadpool is gonna depend on where he's at. I think in his movies he'll be hyper violent and it'll be just like the same as the first two. Whereas if he shows up in like some other hero's movie as a cameo, he won't be as hyper violent.
Well, here's what, and if they don't do this, that is a major missed opportunity. Have him curse all he wants in his movies, and as soon as he ends up in another PG-13 movie, bleep him. Like actually put an audible bleep and make him react to it. I think that would be fucking hilarious.
I would love that. I agree with you.
And then I want him to be in every movie going forward, replacing Stan Lee cameos.
I don't think
have him in the Deadpool thing and put a Stan Lee mustache like over his mask.
I think that's too on the nose. It would be funny, but
he's fourth wall. It's supposed to be on the nose.
Yeah, but in every movie,
he's just like in the background, like drinking a cup of coffee.
Yeah, if it's background,
then it becomes more of like a game where you're secretly searching. It's like a Where's Waldo.
Pixar's been doing it for
Disney
years.
Universe.
Pixar's been doing it for years.
Yeah, but
with what?
They have several things that have been in every movie. So every movie either calls back to one of their previous movies. There's this, no, I think it's like A130 or something like that. That's always featured in the movie somewhere. The Toyota pizza truck, the Pizza Planet truck, has been in like four different movies other than Toy Story.
Yeah, and the like green aliens have been in other movies, and yeah, they tie stuff in like that constantly. But
in Deadpool, we already know is conscious of the Hollywood thing because he references Green Lantern. He shoots Ryan Reynolds at the end of Deadpool 2 or 1. Which one's the one? Oh, it's Deadpool 2, right? Because it's with time travel. He shoots Ryan Reynolds as Ryan Reynolds reading the Green Lantern script.
Oh
just
yeah,
likes your idea, the fourth wall bleeping reaction.
They have to do it. If they don't do it, it's a major missed opportunity.
Where's Waldo with Deadpool would be a funny idea.
Just put something for the fans. Like all this is for the fans. So why not? You don't even have to like give him a speaking line. It doesn't even have to be Ryan Reynolds. Just put him in the suit. Have him sitting in the back of a coffee shop reading a newspaper with a fake mustache. I would laugh my ass off. Kevin Smith is really good at fourth wall breaking.
But that's my big thing is like at some point fourth wall breaking gets a little bit annoying, and that's like the downfall to Deadpool for me. Like I like the Deadpool that's New Mutants 98, the Merc with the mouth, not the chimichanga, all the silly bullshit. Like I like the actual like Deadpool, not the silly bullshit Deadpool that kids today are all
that's
about.
what's
With
going to
the
sell,
unicorns,
right?
and yeah, well, I know that, but
that's what the general public is clamoring for. Is
if I'm making a movie, of course I'm going to go silly bullshit, chimichanga screaming, unicorn loving, stuffed animal fucking, whatever Deadpool, whatever.
That's why Ryan Reynolds works so well.
Yeah,
in this because that it truly seems like it's him, right? Like a more extreme version of him, obviously, but judging by his humor on Twitter and everything else, like Deadpool and Ryan Reynolds are the same person.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Deadpool in the background of important dramatic scenes. I would laugh my ass off. They probably won't do that because it would take away from said dramatic scenes, but
I mean, it would be pretty funny if you're watching, an Endgame. Robert Downey Jr. says, "And I am Iron Man," and he snaps, but in the background you got Deadpool lounging in like a beach chair with a mustache. Like I don't know, it's kind of funny, but I don't think that's a good idea.
Or think about like the scene in Venom where at the end scene where you see Spider-Man on the television and you see just a small image of Deadpool in a building, in a bathrobe.
Sure, that would be funny.
You know what I mean? Like it doesn't have to be part of the movie. Just plug them in like Where's Waldo? Just plug them in like in weird places. Or they're interviewing somebody that just, lost her whole family because Thanos blew up their house or something like that.
I think like the Italian Job, they have a quick little shot. It's like blink and you miss it. Spider-Man's in the movie. Like it's somebody. Yeah, like in the Italian Job, it's like a blink and you miss it. And it's just like someone dressed up as Spider-Man. It's like I think they're in New York or whatever big city they're in. Yeah. And someone's dressed up like a street performer type thing. Like, I think that could be funny if you've just got Deadpool just randomly in scenes. I think that'd be a fun thing to look for. I'm okay with it. I just think the mustache thing might be a bit much, but it depends how you do it.
I just think it would be just... I think about what Stan Lee would laugh at in a way to, like, pay homage to Stan Lee. And I think that would be...
Yeah, but, I mean, he's not even a character that Stan Lee is responsible for. Like that,
I know, but Stan Lee kind of feels responsible for the entire Marvel universe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think it'd have been funny if, like, the end of Spider-Man No Way Home, when you got the Venom cutscene, if, like, since he's at, like, that cabana bar, if you just had, like, Deadpool floating on, like, a unicorn floaty in a pool behind him or something.
Yeah.
But,
like, totally has nothing to do with the scene. He's just back there. I mean, he's aware of everything. That's his character, right? He's aware of... that they're in a movie, he's talking to the audience. Having him there when none of the cast realizes he's there, but we do, would be hysterical. I mean, The Stan Lee cameos, I mean, those were pandering. Put Stan Lee in every Marvel movie and whatever.
Like Ish just says, unicorn fucking rainbow riding Deadpool may not be Rob Liefeld's creation, but it's definitely the character he's evolved into over the last 2 decades.
Yeah, agreed.
How many? So my question is, is we're getting a movie where Nicolas Cage is playing Nicolas Cage?
Yes.
How long is it before we're getting a movie where Ryan Reynolds is playing Ryan Reynolds, playing Green Lantern, playing Deadpool, playing Van Wilder in a movie where it's all Ryan Reynolds? It's got to happen at some point, right?
I just hope he doesn't go crazy like Nick Cage.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't care. That movie looks hilarious.
That's the best part about Cage is how
the unbearable weight of
the unbearable weight of massive talent.
Yeah, that's what it is. I was going to say crippling talent.
One of the greatest titles of a movie ever. I told my wife about the name of the movie, and she just like chuckled. She's like, "Okay, that sounds funny." The name of the movie is Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Yeah,
and it's him playing himself.
Yeah,
over exaggerated
and he's like
of himself, obviously, but
yeah, and he's like in debt, and he's got to do this one gig to pay off his debts, and
that's why
it's a feel good story, right?
Well, yeah, write that down.
Being a millionaire, and you're still in debt. I mean, it just makes
that's happened to him in real life.
Better.
That's why he did Left Behind and all these like shit movies.
Yeah, so it happens when you don't pay your taxes.
And he also spends like there's no tomorrow. I mean, the dude was buying like golden monkey statues and shit.
Well, that's why the joke in the movie works, where he sees the statue or the like wax figure of himself and he's like, "That's grotesque. I've got to have it. I'll give you $20,000."
Yeah, this is documented, dude. Like he went crazy and was doing all those shit movies for years. He had to pay off his debtors.
Yes, we are speaking about Academy Award-winning actor Nicolas Cage.
Did he win one?
I don't know. You seem to think everyone wins an Oscar, so.
Hey, Rosamund Pike was an easy mistake. She won a Golden Globe and she was nominated for an Oscar.
Oscars. He's in Lance's world. Vin Diesel gets an Oscar for
Saving
for
Private
all
Ryan.
his work for all of his work on the Fast and Furious movies.
His scene in Saving Private Ryan when that knife is going slowly into his. Was that him? How did Vin Diesel die in Saving Private Ryan?
I don't even know if Vin Diesel is in Saving Private Ryan.
Yes, he is.
He is.
I did not know, dude.
He's the one with the letter in his coat.
It's been so long.
I don't remember how he dies.
I totally forgot.
Is he the one with the guy stabbing him in the heart really slowly?
I don't think so. I think that's the sniper at the end, and I don't think that's.
Oh, they were together though.
Vin
the sniper
Diesel.
and him.
I can't remember how Vin Diesel dies in that movie.
Your mom says he's an amazing actor. I will fucking die on that hill. He used to be.
Who?
Nicolas Cage.
Yeah. In some things.
He was also terrible.
The role's got to work. So Mandy was a really weird movie, but he was phenomenal in it.
I hated that movie.
Yeah, but he was good.
Hated's the wrong word.
It's just weird. It's a weird movie, but he was good in it.
Nicolas Cage is one of the world's largest private comic book collections, and he lives in a castle. Yeah, but it sucks that he had to get rid of his Superman #1, his Action Comics #1. But
he did win an Oscar. For what?
For what movie?
Leaving Las Vegas.
Leaving Las Vegas was Oscar winner, huh?
Yeah.
Vin Diesel gets shot, I think, by the sniper. Sorry, I really wanted to know, so I looked it up.
No, they're on the same team.
Really?
Both in the same. Yes, he's with.
I'm pretty sure
he's with the sniper.
No, there's two snipers. There's the snipers for the American troops, and then there's a German sniper. Pretty sure he gets shot by a German sniper.
Okay, but the American sniper is the one that gets the knife really slow into his chest. And that's a hard scene to watch.
Yes, it is. It's a very hard scene to watch. Yes. Man, that's a good movie. Saving Private Ryan's a great movie.
It is. It's been so long since I watched it, though.
Dude, that scene on Normandy Beach.
Watch.
Oh, it's so gruesome. Oh my gosh. So gruesome.
What's the... Oh, God, I'm trying to think of the
See,
other
thank you,
movie.
Ish. I was right.
What?
Well, he gets shot by the sniper. Vin Diesel
Oh.
gets shot by a sniper.
I
didn't
remember
all
his
the
death
details, though.
scene. I remember his death scene was like he was really good in that movie. I don't know if it's Oscar worthy, but he was really good in that movie.
He should have won an award for Weatherman. Nick Cage, it's his best movie.
You know what's a great
Ghost Rider for life.
His best, well, at least my favorite movie with Nicolas Cage is Matchstick Men. I love that movie.
It's Con Air, man. Like, come on.
Con Air, but it's not depth like Matchstick Men. Matchstick Men is awesome.
Con Air. All right, moving on from Deadpool, though. The Batman at DC
It's killing
has
it.
a home run with the Batman. The Batman soars with a blockbuster 128.5 million debut at the North American box office.
Well, it helps when there's nothing else to watch.
It's true. there
No,
isn't anything
it's a
to
great
watch.
movie. I love this movie, but people are clamoring for things to watch, and this is the only thing available. Unless you
It's
want to go
true.
see Spider-Man for the 12th time.
Nah, there's other movies out there. You can go see
Uncharted, Death
you
on the
can
Nile.
go see Uncharted, go see Marry Me, go see Dog. There's a lot of options there, but come on, it's the Batman.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the most marketable name in the movie. There's not. I mean, Morbius would have been out right now. And they moved it to April 1st, probably because of this. They probably saw the writing on the wall.
And you
They
know
said,
what?
I am vengeance.
We expected this movie to be good, but I didn't expect it to be this good. I was bummed when I couldn't make it on the show last week because holy crap, was this movie amazing!
I wasn't because it was a long show.
It would have made it
very
longer.
heated conversation, especially the trying to rank Batman movies went way
I know, I
longer
heard.
than we wanted it to be.
And I'm
And
about to say
especially when
something,
they
and Matt, don't invite Ish on after I say this, even if he IMs you saying he has to come on. I heard Ish was saying that the Dark Knight Nolan movies should be C tier. What? What?
And Corbin,
No.
right? Am I wrong about that, Matt? Is that what they were saying? C tier.
Love you, Ish, but no.
And they were arguing for Batman and Robin to be B tier.
Look,
Oh,
they both made amazing points. I can't argue either one of their points, but
I argue with every point they made about the Nolan movies. No, but I brought up something when we were talking about that.
I don't,
Corbin is
because
10 years younger than me. Ish is 10 years older than me. There's different generations. You know, like
It's true. What you grew
we're into
up
different
with
things.
and-
Yeah.
I don't, because I still believe that the only reason that The Dark Knight gets as much play as it does is because of Heath Ledger. If Heath Ledger doesn't have that performance of the Joker, that movie isn't as good as everyone thinks it is.
But Batman Begins is great, and the Joker's not.
Batman
in that.
Begins is great. Yes, I agree. Batman Begins is a good movie.
The Dark Knight, but
See?
you were arguing about what were you arguing about in the C tier, or was it just Corbin that was arguing about it in the C tier?
Maybe Rises. I know some people don't like Rises as much.
What did he say, Matt? Because I know.
Max is slandering me right now.
What did he say? Because there was some.
Batman and Robin is straight fucking magic.
Oh
drop.
my goodness.
It's bad. That is a bad movie.
Listen, let's not slander Ish's name anymore. But you can go back.
Yeah, we
and
want
watch
him to
last
come on the
week's
show again.
You can go back and watch last week's episode and see the debacle that was that tier list. And
Was it Corbin that was arguing for C?
Probably.
Same guy
Probably.
that says Gaslight or Gotham by Gaslight's his favorite book.
it probably is. I mean, Corbin is very.
No,
Corbin's gonna fight for anything DC till he can't breathe anymore.
But
so,
of all the books, I haven't read that many books, but I've read that one, and I've read quite a few others. To say that one is your favorite,
he's a
or is it
special
just
man.
because he met Augustine or whatever his name is?
No, I just think that Corbin's a very special man, and he has his taste in the Batman, and he likes what he likes, man. He says my top 5 is Batman, Batman Returns, The Dark Knight, Batman Begins, and the Batman.
That's a good list. I don't know if I agree with all that order, but those are all great.
Yeah,
But I think what you were kind of touching on, the Lance, is like your Batman's going to depend on where where it came out when you were growing up.
Yeah.
It's just always going to go back to the Keaton Batman because that's his Batman. You know, you go to my dad, and my dad's like, "Oh, well, Adam West is my Batman." It's to where we're like, okay, you know, Christian Bale is our Batman, just like the younger generation now is gonna be like Robert Pattinson is our Batman. I don't include Affleck in there because he hasn't had his own standalone Batman movie yet.
It's a shame.
And I
It
agree.
kind of depends on where you're at.
Shame
for sure.
about Ben Affleck.
It is, but at the same time, as much as I love Batman v Superman and Ben Affleck's Batman, I'm kind of glad we got this Robert Pattinson and Matt Reeves project. I don't think that Affleck's
they can
project
still
would have been as good.
coexist. They can still coexist.
Oh, I wouldn't be against it, but the only reason this version happened is because Ben Affleck backed out. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, and I think it's a win for DC because it's showing them you don't need a connected universe. You don't need to be Marvel. You don't need to follow that Marvel formula. We don't need this connected DC universe because the Joker was really well received and did really well, and that was a darker standalone movie. Now you've got the Batman kind of doing the same thing. We don't need these movies to all be connected. Like we don't need the Flash to be connected to Aquaman. They gotta move away from the.
I agree, and I don't agree.
Snyderverse.
I agree, and I don't. Well, yes, they got to move away from the Snyderverse, but I would really like to see Justice League done really well.
I would too.
And no, Max, you haven't seen it done really well yet.
I have, but I would love to see it done better because we still haven't seen the 7. Like we only got what 5 in the Justice League movie. So I would love to see like a legit good full-on Justice League movie. I'd love to see them face off against Darkseid someday. Like that would be awesome. Or Brainiac, or DC does not get the same kind of love because they haven't built a good film universe as much as Marvel. I love the DC movies. Yes, I know, but like I'm not going to deny the fact that their universe isn't as good. It's not as successful. So
it's always seemed kind of disjointed. Like every connection they make to the other movies just kind of feels unnatural. Yeah.
Ish is saying the next Justice League movie is going to be all girls. I think that's a joke that I just don't understand.
No, I've seen a lot of things online of people clamoring for James Gunn to do a Justice League movie.
I don't think I want that.
I don't think, dude.
He's good at ensemble movies.
He is, but the Justice League in that tone.
The whole thing with James Gunn and where he works is he brings obscure characters that nobody really knows about and gives them life. Like I think he's gonna fail if you bring him if you give him the Justice League.
I agree.
I think the fact that he hits home run because Guardians of the Galaxy, we say it over and over again. Guardians of the Galaxy was a huge hit because it came out of nowhere. Nobody really knew who the Guardians of the Galaxy were before the movie came out.
In fact, when they announced it, we were all like, really?
Yeah, nobody cared, so nobody had high hopes for it. So he could kind of, everyone was pleasantly surprised by it. And look at the expectations. Everyone's like, well, Guardians 2 wasn't as good. Now, what are they going to say about Guardians 3? Look at Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad, I think, was a home run for him because he used a whole new, well, not a whole new ensemble, but a majority new ensemble. But he didn't have much to shoot for because of how poorly the first one was received.
Well, and even the new ones he brought in were lesser known characters still.
Yeah.
So,
James Gunn,
that's where he
he had Harley Quinn. That's one of the biggest known DC characters.
Yes, but most everyone else, not known. Or he brought in Captain Boomerang from the original movie, killed him in like 5 minutes. Like,
I hate
gruesomely.
I hate to compare him like this, but James Gunn is like a shark. You think you got a fart and you get a little surprise, and that's kind of what James Gunn is. He takes these obscure characters that you think are gonna suck, and you get a little surprise. So.
Well, I gotta say, the Justice League cameo at the end of Peacemaker was the best live-action Justice League I've ever seen.
You only got 2 of them,
and you only got 2 of them in silhouettes of the other 2, and no Batman. But no, they just need an architect. Like Marvel has that architect. If they find somebody to be the architect that loves the source material, because nobody loves Marvel quite like Kevin Feige. There's an actual love there, And when there's a love there, and they're not just hiring somebody that makes really stylistic movies, but actually loves the characters and wants to see them done well.
Well, that's what they tried with Jeff Johns. It just didn't work out. I mean,
Jeff Johns is a comic book guy. Like they need somebody that understands movies, like Kevin Feige. Kevin Feige has been producing Marvel films since the first Spider-Man.
I don't think you need that in DC. Like DC doesn't need to follow that Marvel formula.
No, and they don't. They can do these one-offs, but I still want to see a Justice League movie.
Could you see this Batman
No,
Justice League movie?
it's too real. I think it would cheap. No, I think it would cheapen.
Yeah, didn't you know, Max? The whole debate last week was that Batman is real, Iron Man is fake. Batman's real, Iron Man is fake.
No,
I hear you.
This movie, if you start introducing superpowers and stuff, I think it would cheapen it.
Potentially, but Matt Reeves has talked about wanting to have Mr. Freeze in the next movie.
But you could do Mr. Freeze in a more practical way.
Yeah, I guess that's not superpowers. I mean, he's always been about science, but still, Mr. Freeze traditionally is this man who's like encased in ice, basically. That's not realistic. But you're right. I guess you could try to come at it from a more realistic manner.
I mean, they even made the Riddler, who was already just a dude in a green tuxedo. They even made him seem more real. So, like, I would have no doubt that they would make Mr. Freeze look more real, and the Joker is probably going to be more. I assume the Joker is going to be real, like what he was in his standalone movie. Yeah, but you introduce Superman and Wonder Woman and stuff, and I don't know if I would like it in this universe. But I'm just saying, do a separate one. I mean, I don't know.
Egghead, please.
What does he mean, egghead?
Egghead.
I don't understand.
I don't either.
Okay, well,
sorry.
What's lost in you guys?
I don't know.
The Batman villain, Egghead?
I don't even know who that is.
Oh my god. Okay.
James Gunn can do that one. Let James Gunn do Egghead.
Batman has a lot of like weird characters that I kind of block from memory.
Well, I guess you had to do some looking up of who Egghead was.
Yeah, but Jeff Johns got his start in he's comic books.
Batman 66, man.
Like, I'm saying somebody that understands movies.
Jeff Johns is not the Feige Favreau of DC Comics. It's because he can't even do good on the CW shows. Like,
yeah, he ruins them after season 2.
It's not. I don't know. I just think Jeff Johns is not the guy to do it because they've tried to get him to build that universe and
he
it
was
just
involved.
doesn't work. Yeah,
isn't he one of the main things that Ray Fisher is rallying against? Is Jeff Johns and Joss Whedon?
And he's I mean, I know he's working on Teen Titans or Titans, I should say, but I believe he was involved with the first couple of seasons of Arrow and the CW shows, and just don't think he's going to be that cinematic.
Yeah, I don't have faith in him.
He is.
Whatsoever.
He is the main consultant for DC story arcs. That's true. But
I don't think he's involved in this one. He's not even listed as a producer for this one.
No, I don't think he's involved in this movie at all.
No, and he wasn't involved with the Joker either.
But I just think that this is the way for DC to go, is the standalone stories with these characters. We don't need a connected universe. I just want good storytelling, and that's what the Joker to me is, and that's what the Batman is.
I agree.
Overall good storytelling.
But
For
still
sure.
have those. Just also
Your
have.
mom wants fucking Clayface. We always need another Joker.
You can still have these one-off things. I mean, the Joker came out, and then Shazam was still getting made, and all these other things were still getting made. They're still going to have that connected stuff, but they're doing these one-shots, I guess you could call them. This won't be because this is going to be a trilogy. But this could be completely separate. I think people that go see these movies will understand enough when they see Ben Affleck on the screen or Robert Pattinson on the screen.
See, I think the big test is going to be when those movies come out. If Shazam Fury of the Gods comes out, if Flashpoint comes out, Flashpoint's going to do gangbusters just because people are going to come wanting to see Keaton in the Batsuit again. So that's not even one that you can really measure it up against. But I think when Aquaman 2 comes out, when Shazam comes out, if they don't do better numbers the opening week than the Batman or comparable numbers, I think DC moves away from
I think Shazam. Aquaman's the one that I'm worried about, but I think Shazam and the Flash will do very well.
I'm freaking pissed, by the way, about these delays on those.
Huge delays. When I initially heard about the delays, because I didn't look up the new dates, I was thinking, oh, they're probably pushing it a couple months or whatever. Because I think when we did our tier for the movies, I said, the Flash is probably going to get pushed. And originally it was coming November, but now it's not coming out till like June.
Yeah,
we'll get into that in a little bit. But moving on to our next topic, Blade. We might get to see Mahershala Ali portraying the vampire hunter Blade sooner than we thought, as there's talks of a Werewolf by Night special coming to Disney Plus. So we might get to see him make his debut on Disney Plus well before he ever actually shows up in a movie.
I think you could potentially get him teased in Moon Knight, because Werewolf by Night is in Moon Knight. That's who he's beating up in the scene in the trailer.
It's speculation still, but it hasn't been confirmed yet that that's who that is, but it is speculatory nonetheless. But
so maybe an end credit scene they have Blade in it for Moon Knight.
I wouldn't be surprised if you get that, and then you have some sort of like supernatural team up with him, Werewolf by Night and Moon Knight and all these.
I don't think Mahershala Ali's interested in doing a TV show though, like a full 10 episode or.
Why do you say that? I mean, he was in True Detective, and he was awesome in True Detective.
Yeah, but that was one season, because don't they change it every season?
He said no, those are Anubis jackals. Yeah, but
that's not what they're saying on the internet. Sticks.
Other than which one? Other than Loki, no other Disney Plus show has gotten more than one season.
I guess you're right. Maybe, I don't know. They pay him enough. I guess they'll do anything. He was in the 4400, the old 4400.
And like I said,
I haven't seen anything about Anubis jackals in True Detective. Yeah, I haven't seen anything about Anubis jackals that could be that in the trailer. Have you, Matt?
I think that's what those are. Yeah, I think that they're Anubis jackals. I haven't seen anything saying that it's Werewolf by Night, but
I've seen several things, and now that they're talking about a Werewolf by Night TV show coming, it makes even more sense that that's who it would be.
It sticks. It says, and the internet is never wrong. Not in Lance's world, my friend. Lance's world, the internet is
They are wrong about brick oven pizzas, though.
Oh my god.
The internet's ever wrong. Lance is right.
There you go.
I'm with you, buddy. I'm with you. I'm with you to the end of the line.
One thing we're getting in good news is there is a lot of talk about a Daredevil season 4 on Disney Plus. Disney Plus is going to, there's speculation that it's going to drastically change the tone of Daredevil, and they're going to use season 4 to change the way Daredevil fits into the MCU. But we are going to get Daredevil season 4, it sounds like, nonetheless, through a Disney Plus show before he is on the big screen. So, excited about Daredevil season 4 on Netflix or on Disney Plus?
I heard it was going to be like a reboot, though. Like a soft.
Yeah, they're going to use it to soft reboot it for sure.
But, as long as I eventually get
talk about the lack of brick oven Pizza Huts.
So I'm reading this article right now that they're thinking Ethan Hunt is Werewolf by Night. I was reading that now.
When that show starts soon, doesn't it?
The
in a couple weeks.
31st.
So we'll find out, won't we?
I love this. I like Charlie Cox. He actually looks a lot better at Daredevil here than I remember him looking.
Yeah, I hope he gets a new suit.
I love Daredevil, and I mean, if the new suit looks cool, I'm in. But is it on Disney Plus yet? I'm trying to look right now. I don't know.
No, the 16th.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And the only way you get to see it is if you actually go in and fix your parental controls.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so right now they're set to TV 14. I think, because that's the highest Disney Plus goes. But on the 16th, you'll be able to fix your parental controls. So the default is you're only going to be able to watch TV 14. You actually have to adjust it up because they don't want this to be available accidentally to somebody that shouldn't be available to.
Interesting.
Which makes total sense. But
yeah, I mean, Disney, one of their whole things was it was going to be a family-friendly service and stuff.
I think the way they can circumvent this whole thing is to just roll Hulu into Disney Plus, like they did overseas where it's Star. Just put a little icon on the top that says Hulu, and you can put all your adult stuff in there.
I think they're trying to make Hulu more TV oriented though, and I mean, which those Netflix shows are, but I think they're trying to
NBC's
keep.
pulling all their shows from Hulu.
I think they want to keep all their Marvel stuff Marvel.
I hope that's what they do. I hope that Daredevil season 4 is TV mature. I hope that it's on Disney Plus. I don't care if Disney Plus adds that. I just didn't think Disney would ever do it.
Yeah, I was
they're going to.
sure that it was going to be on Hulu, but I mean, there's still shows that are not on Disney Plus that are on Hulu, like Legion or Hellstrom.
Well, they're
Yeah,
not
those
part
aren't
of.
MCU.
Yeah, they're Fox properties, so.
Yeah.
But
that they
they're
acquired,
Marvel.
so.
I mean, they put X-Men and stuff
But
on
they're
Disney
not.
Plus.
They're not MCU. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. X-Men is on Disney Plus, and that's not MCU yet. After Doctor Strange, I think it will be.
Yeah, they put it in the Marvel Legacy thing. So all that stuff, they have a Marvel Legacy line,
But look
which we
forward
still
to
don't know where this is going to be.
probably
This
Marvel
could be in the Marvel
Legacy.
Legacy line. I don't know.
Well, I think Daredevil seasons 1 to 3 will be. I think season 4 isn't really true. I think it's going to be a reboot.
With him
I
though,
think so.
I'm totally on board with that. I like him.
Yeah, clearly, he was in Spider-Man. He's definitely this MCU's Daredevil.
Now I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop when they finally wise up and tell us Kristen Ritter's in it.
I hope.
I
so.
want Kristen Ritter as Jessica Jones.
Me too. She's so good.
I think she makes an appearance. It's going to be She-Hulk.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
great. That's
Makes
a great
total
place
sense.
to make an appearance.
Because wasn't Jessica Jones adapted? Like originally they wanted what's that guy's name? Ike whatever. Perlmutter or whatever his name is, the guy
Turner?
that did Marvel television. The guy that Kevin
I don't know.
Feige doesn't like, that did
I can't-
Inhumans and
I
all these
can't
other
remember
shows.
his name.
But he's not with them anymore. That's why Marvel Television. That's when Marvel Television folded. But he originally wanted to do She-Hulk, and Kevin Feige was keeping She-Hulk in his back pocket so that he couldn't do She-Hulk, and that's why they went Jessica Jones.
I don't think that's the case. Jessica Jones is still, well, the Alias books were very popular, so I still think Jessica Jones.
Oh yeah,
stays.
it's a great show. I love it. Like, but I want Kristen Ritter. Like, she's just phenomenal in it, and I want Luke Cage, Finn Wolfhard, or whatever his name is. What's his name?
Finn Wolfhard.
That's not.
What
who
does
I'm-
Finn
that-
Wolfhard
that's,
have
Stran-
to do?
that's Stranger Things. Who
I
played
was gonna say,
Iron
what does
Fist?
Finn Wolfhard have to do with anything?
Who played Iron Fist? What's his name?
I'm
Wait,
blanking
apparently
on
it's
his
Finn
name
Wolfhard.
now, but it's not Finn Wolfhard.
Isn't it Finn something?
No.
It's Wolfhard now. Yes, it's Finn Jones.
Finn Jones. Okay,
Oh,
so
that
what
was
I said
Iron
was not
Fist.
completely.
That's Iron Fist, not Luke Cage.
He said.
That's
Iron
why I
Fist.
said
He
Iron Fist
corrected
3
himself.
times.
Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay, I'm sorry.
Luke Cage is Mike Coulter, isn't it?
Thank you.
Or-
There you go.
yeah, I was talking about the white kid. That kid can go. Mike Coulter, I want to continue to be Luke Cage. But
I
Iron
want Terry
Fist, they
Crews
need
to
a
be Luke
recast.
Cage.
Huh?
Terry Crews needs to be Luke Cage.
I don't know. I love Terry Crews, but a good actor he is not.
Oh, come on, man. Have you seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine? Have you seen
that
Friday
movie.
After Next?
Yes, I've seen Friday After Next.
But go back to what we were talking about earlier. DC pushes. So DC has moved all of their slate of upcoming movies. So now we're getting Black Adam has been moved from July 29th to, I don't know why I said 2021. 2022 to October
Over a year.
2022.
I didn't even realize that. That's over a year pushed. So they're
No,
doing
I think I
major
messed that up.
reshoots.
I think it's
No,
2022.
It is. It's moving just a few
Yeah,
months.
it's moving from July 2022 to October 2022. I messed that up. That was
Oh,
my
so
bad.
it's the same year. It's just 4 months
Yeah.
ahead.
Yeah, it just got pushed 4 months. Aquaman's one of the ones that you said it doesn't even have a release date. It says 2023 pending. Shazam got moved up. Yeah. Flash got moved from November 4th to June 23rd of 2023. Super Pets got moved from May 20th to it's taking
July.
Black Adam's spot.
This is
in
the one
July.
I'm most broken up about. I'm just so bummed.
My kids are super excited for this one.
I'm only super excited for this movie now because of Keanu Reeves voicing Batman.
That's right.
That's what I'm so
I did
excited
hear
for.
about that.
Yeah.
Timothy Chalamet's Wonka musical about the life and times of Willy Wonka has been moved from March 2023 to December 2023, and then but Shazam: Fury of the Gods got pushed up.
We're getting it sooner
from 2023 to December of 2022.
So do you think? Okay, so they could be doing one of two things. They could be filming scenes that separates this from the continuity of the Justice League, right? Makes them standalone or whatever. Or do you think they're going to fix it so now the continuity makes sense because this was going to come after The Flash. Now it's coming before The Flash. Like,
I don't
there's a
think there
whole
was
bunch
going
of
to be
shuffle.
any. I don't think there was any continuity issues between those movies. I think they were standalone, anyways. At least for Shazam, I that's my
Well,
thought.
Shazam had Superman in the last one.
Yeah, I know it's in the same universe, but I don't think that like the Flash is going to be shaking things up so badly that Shazam only makes sense after the Flash. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's an issue.
Well, the Flash we know changes the timeline. I mean, that's
Yeah, but how drastically? We don't know yet.
yeah. There's a rumor that they're going to use the Flash to completely blow up this whole joined universe thing.
Well, let's see. Let's see what I speculated that it's because they're with the success of the Batman, they're trying to get their movies in a position where they don't have to compete with anything else. So we go back to Black Adam. We'll start with Black Adam. 7/29. What movies come out
Jurassic
in
Park,
July
right?
of this year that people are looking for? So really, there wasn't really anything there for July. Like, I don't know why they would have moved that. Why they put Super Pets that. Maybe they think that Super Pets is going to be a bigger summer blockbuster than Black Adam would have
Well,
been.
kids' movies always do well in the summer.
So maybe they put that there because, I mean, the week before there's Nope, that new Jordan Peele movie coming out.
I think they tried to move Super Pets away from Doctor Strange.
So here's where I think here's where it is. July 8th, Thor: Love and Thunder. So I think they moved the Minions, Rise of Gru is July 1st. Thor: Love and Thunder is July 8th. I think they moved Black Adam out of that section because they don't want to compete in that medium. Kids movies, I think it's easier to compete in than superhero movies, so that's why they switched it with DC League of Super Pets. Because I don't think they want to live action wise, they know they're gonna get crushed by Marvel, so they moved it out of competing with Thor.
So what comes in October 21st? Let me go look.
So October 21st, Ticket to Paris. Halloween's End is the week before. There's Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
That's
October,
going to do huge.
but it's also a kid. So it's a kids movie. So it's not competing.
Yeah, but adults are going to
There's
go see that.
I know
They are, but
there's
I agree with
live
Matt.
action superhero movie for Black Adam to compete against.
But here's
If
the
you
thing:
want a
Black
live
Adam
action
comes
superhero
October
movie-
21st, and then just a couple weeks later, Black Panther comes out. So it's only going to be riding high for like
No,
2 or 3
but
weeks.
I think Black Panther's going to get
delayed.
pushed.
do
I think,
too.
Black Panther Wakanda Forever is going to get pushed because of all the problems they're having with production on that film.
You think it's going to get pushed
Absolutely.
after they already pushed it, and it's getting so close now that
Absolutely. Yeah.
I do.
So
I think it might get pushed to next year.
So November 4th, so they probably pushed Flash from November 4th because of your point. The following week would have been Black Panther, so they would have got 1 week and then get crushed by Black Panther. There's nothing in November other than Creed 3. What I do,
So I'm looking at buythenumbers.com, and on November 18th, there's this untitled Warner Brothers event film. What is that?
I don't know.
I don't know if that's a legit thing or not.
But
now Shazam opening up on December 16th is pretty risky because you know what else opens that day?
Avatar 2.
That's fucking dumb. Why would they be doing that?
Well, it's the 12th, right? Or was it the 16th?
16th.
Oh.
They're opening it on the same day as a James Cameron movie when he just blows up the blockbuster every time he comes out with something.
I think Avatar 2 is going to fall flat on its face. I think that
Avatar 1 wasn't even good, and it broke records.
It broke records because it was stunningly well done. They were using cutting edge technology nobody's ever seen before. Remember, Avatar was like the height of HD, and
3D was huge back then.
Yeah, and we're in a place now where that selling point of cutting edge technology, a movie you've never seen before, doesn't really fly in this day and age.
Well, so we always talk about you guys always mention how we
said it because of 3D.
Yeah, so Matt, you'll constantly talk about how Stranger Things there's been too long of a wait, and so you're just not interested anymore. For me, that's Avatar. I'm like, that movie came out in 2009.
I just know James Cameron.
13 years later, I just don't even care.
I don't know what it is about James Cameron. Like he's all right, I guess. But every time he comes out with something, it just breaks the box office. Like I don't understand it.
No, you're right. I mean, Titanic,
Avatar is trash. And he corrects
Terminator,
himself. Absolute dog shit.
Avatar's not good. He ripped off Fern Gully.
It is. It was a very
technologically advanced movie. It was beautiful. The world was stunning. I loved Avatar when it came out. It's not a movie that I go back to anymore, though. When it first came out, I thought it was great. Saw it in theaters probably 3 times. I paid to see it in 3D, which I thought was expensive back then. It was like $14, and that's like cheap for some movies now.
I just think
it's crazy.
I just think that that's risky because you don't know. James Cameron is a wild card. You don't know what's going to happen.
It is. I think they're banking on holiday season. Why not just come out with it
in January when nothing comes out?
I don't know. Maybe they want to have something for the holiday release.
Oh, never mind. January, Kraven the Hunter comes out.
I think Shazam has bigger appeal than Kraven.
Yeah, but if the whole premise that Matt was setting was they were putting these movies in to non-competition areas, right? December there's competition, even if it's little competition. Avatar is still competition. Kraven the Hunter is still competition.
Okay, so let's poll our audience and you guys really quick. And I know we're going to be on a delay. You can only see one of those 2 movies, Shazam or Avatar 2. What are you going to watch?
Shazam.
Same. And I'm pretty sure everyone in our audience is going to say the same thing. And I think we're the audience for both movies. Like, we're not the only audience, obviously, but Avatar is for nerds. Like, it's not only for nerds, but it definitely appeals to our audience. It's sci-fi. And I think most of us are going to say we'd rather see Shazam. So I don't think it's as big of a risk as you might think.
I think changing these movies is a mistake, though, because like 2022 is an easier box office window to get through to get big sales. Because like next year, I mean, you're starting off already. Kraven the Hunter, January, February. You're looking at the Marvels.
Dude.
March, you've got Aquaman. You've got John Wick 4.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. They're putting Aquaman in just not even a week later. No, that is
Aquaman doesn't
John
have
Wick 4.
May you've got Guardians of the Galaxy, Fast and the Furious 10, The Little Mermaid. Then June you've got Transformers: Rise of the Beast, The Flash, Indiana Jones 5. Like,
dang, next
2023 is like a banger of a year. Like July 28th is Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumanium. August, you got
There's a
Teenage
Pixar movie
Mutant
coming out
Ninja
in
Turtles: The
June.
Next Chapter, Blue Beetle, A Quiet Place 3. You know, then you got Exorcist in October.
Exorcist.
Yeah, the new
Man
Exorcist
alive.
movie in October.
This
and
is
then
why I'm keeping my
Wonka
AMC
in
Stubs
November.
list.
Oh,
Holy
Dune
crap.
Part 2. Dune Part 2
Jeez.
comes out next October.
Wow, there's a lot of movies.
So you got, I mean, there's just
What is this? November 17th, 2023. Untitled Ryan Reynolds, John Krasinski movie.
I don't
who
know.
knows.
Fantastic.
That sounds...
Fantastic.
Not
Four.
even a title or a premise. And I'm like, that
Fantastic
sounds
Four
good.
and the Deadpools that bind them.
Yes, Fantastic Four and the Deadpools that bind them. I like it. By the way, I'm seeing something here that says The Boys Season 3 trailer drops tomorrow. So that's exciting. If true.
I just find it funny. Like, I'm all the way into June of 2024, and it just says Untitled Disney, Untitled Marvel, Untitled Universal, Untitled Disney, Untitled Marvel. It's like the whole calendar is the like 4 big studios.
Wow. So your mom and Ish both say they'd rather see Avatar. I'm surprised.
Wow.
Maybe it's a generational thing. We were talking about how they're 10 years older than us. Maybe James Cameron movies are more exciting. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not interested in Avatar whatsoever. You know, if it comes down to, oh, there's nothing to do tonight, and I've seen Shazam already twice, maybe I'll go see Avatar. But it's not a movie that I'm clamoring for. I think they should have just quit after the first one. I don't know.
Oh, I want to see the movie. If I could only see one, I'm seeing Shazam. Like, it's not even, there's no hesitation.
I just think it's played out, man. I want Titanic 2
your
before
mom's
I get
played
Avatar
out.
2.
Titanic too.
Yeah, where the old lady, Leonardo DiCaprio's a zombie now. Frozen zombie.
Well,
Titanic
moving on to
zombies.
something that I'm sure Max is going to have a big opinion on. Let's do a review of the Kenobi trailer.
I have no thoughts on this. Absolutely none.
Are you serious?
I don't
I
like
didn't watch
Star
it.
Wars.
I didn't look at this. I should have seen it. I've been busy all day and I forgot that it came out.
Dude, we talked about it earlier today.
Yeah, you
Yes,
told
I
me
have a
some
lot of
things.
thoughts.
You told me something. So give your thoughts. Should I go watch it real quick?
Yeah, go watch it. It'll probably take me about 4 minutes to give my monologue. I'm just kidding. Yeah, dude, I've probably watched the trailer 4 or 5 times already. Overall, I love it, and I'm very much looking forward to the show. I have one minor gripe. It's a discussion I thought could be really fun on the podcast tonight. I'd love to hear your opinions, Matt, on how I can cope, because I think you've been dealing with what I'm just now starting to deal with much longer. You read comics. I don't really read them as much. I'm huge into Star Wars, though. Read the books. I've watched all the cartoons, played tons and tons of video games. Like, I am a Star Wars fanatic. And so they're starting to introduce all these cartoon characters and sometimes book characters into the Star Wars universe, like the live action stuff. And I'm struggling with how they look. Not on
Are you
all
talking
of them.
about the Inquisitors?
Yes, that's what I'm getting to. Ahsoka, she looks a little off, but it's okay. Cad Bane looks a little off, but overall, I love it. But yeah, dude, the Grand Inquisitor looks terrible. And I'm struggling. Like, is this just I need to get over it? Or do you still struggle with that? Doesn't look like the comics I've read. That doesn't look like, I don't know. How do you deal with that?
No, it's still a struggle. When you're a fan of something and you're used to seeing it one way, it's still a struggle to get you over, like, seeing him in a different light. Like, it's hard for me. Like, X-Men, Days of Futures Past is one of my favorite X-Men storylines, and like the pivotal, the whole storyline that they did in the movies is not that movie. Like, is not what they do in the comics. They have Kitty Pryde powers she never had in those movies. It wasn't Wolverine that goes sent back in time. Like, there's things like that is hard to get over. But then there's other things that, like the death of Gwen Stacy in Amazing Spider-Man 2, like just seeing that play out on the big screen, I was like, heck yeah, even though it didn't go exactly like the comic books did, I was okay with that. So it's some give and take, but I kind of get what you're saying. It's like you're used to saying it one way, and then you see the Grand Inquisitors looking completely different or not as as
It just
correct
doesn't look as
on the
good.
screen. But it's like how much of the Star Wars stuff when it's put in print or in cartoons or drawn or video games that you can't apply to practical effects.
Yeah, and so that's where I'm at. So I understand the cartoon characters are going to look different in live action. You got to embrace that. Like if you look at the characters from episode 2 and 3 that are in the Clone Wars, they look different. Like Obi-Wan Kenobi doesn't have like a triangle beard, and you know, any number of characters, they look different. So like that's fine. I struggle though with the Grand Inquisitor in particular because episode 3 has a character of his race, and they have that long and skinny head in the live action, and they look
He looks
awesome.
too much like a dark elf from Thor.
And then in the trailer, this guy is just like a normal head. It doesn't look like they elongated his head at all, and it's a little bit of a bummer to me. However, I'm trying to give some grace here because in episode 3, that alien character was just standing there talking. They weren't doing flips and fighting and doing stunts and all that. They're just talking. So it's a lot easier to have a character look correct in that scenario. But when you have the Grand Inquisitor who's literally using force powers and he's going to probably do flips and fighting and all this, it's like maybe the prosthetics just don't work. That's why Ahsoka, for instance, doesn't have as long of tails on her head. I forget the proper term, but they're like supposed to be like super long and thicker. But Rosario Dawson talked about how when they were doing all the makeup and everything, they had to determine that no, they have to be smaller. They can't look quite right because for the stunt people, for me, they're too heavy. You can't move. So maybe that's what's going on here. It's just a little bit of a bummer. And I'm like, well, why couldn't you do some CGI then? You have massive budgets.
That's the
like,
argument
why couldn't
that
you do?
That's the argument that I made. I mean, they had Thanos and the Hulk and stuff that looks real. And if these are supposed to have movie-sized budgets, why can't they just do it in CG? I don't understand. I mean, I am excited because I didn't know one thing. Joel Edgerton's in this movie, and I love him.
Oh, yeah.
The show.
Yeah.
It's a show, right?
It's the show. It's a limited series.
I'm excited for this show for one reason and one reason only. Because they fucking went there.
They did. I thought of you.
I
thought of you immediately at this. Immediately, I was like, "Oh, that's exactly what Matt's been saying. He's going to be
Tom
watching
Kenobi.
Luke from afar."
Yep. Through binoculars, even. A peeping Tom Kenobi. They went there. That's what I'm excited about.
Man, Ewan McGregor looks so old now. I don't know if I'm getting used to that yet.
My hard drive is not the one you want to search.
He looks older in here than he did in Dr. Sleep.
Well, I mean, it's been...
I wonder if they aged him up a little bit.
7 or 8 years. They might have. I think this...
show up. He's got to be like, my hard drive is not the one you want to search. He's got no inappropriate stuff on his hard drive.
No. I've already seen some pretty good memes where like he's looking in the binoculars and it shows like a picture of somebody and then like lowering the binoculars. They're really funny.
Sticks, I don't agree with that at all.
What do you not agree with?
Disney Plus is pulling in boatloads of money.
Not really though, because you're only getting the subscription. Like
yeah, it's constant revenue, and they exceeded their projections by like 200%.
Yeah, but it's not consistent revenue to a specific project. You're paying for that streaming service overall, so no matter what, you're not specific. It's not like going to the movies where that revenue is specifically going to like this movie or.
Well, here's
like
the thing, though. That they've come out and said, Kevin Feige said this specifically about Marvel, is that the reason he is excited about these TV shows is because they're going to have movie-sized budgets. That's why we got huge Lokis. That's why we got WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
But you know where all the money is made on those shows? The money isn't made on Disney Plus and those shows. It's made on the product placement. It's made on
merch.
Yeah, exactly. Merch. The TV. The
Star
t-shirt.
Wars is not.
These shows are gonna be the same way. Bad Batch, The Mandalorian. That's where a lot of their money made is merch. People going crazy over the first appearance of the Grogu dolls, going crazy over Mandalorian appearances on comic book covers, going crazy over Mandalorian. Anything.
That's why they keep making Cars. They're making a Cars TV show. That's why they keep making Power Rangers, is because those properties are not making their money when it comes to movies and TV shows. They're making their money off of merch. And no franchise has created more of a what's the word? It has been more financially explosive than Star Wars.
Yeah, no, I understand, but I'm just saying, I don't disagree with Stick Boy at all. I think Stick Boy has a good point that there's not an influx of revenue like there would be for these in a theatrical release, but their revenue sources are coming from other places. Their merch sales and their merch is supplementing the success or the budget for these shows.
Yes.
I wonder if that's posted, what their budget is, Kenobi.
So currently, I don't think, and I might be wrong about this, I don't think that the Obi-Wan Kenobi lightsaber is really like for sale at Disney. Tell you what, this show comes out, Disneyland's going to have Obi-Wan Kenobi's lightsaber for sale, and it's going to be selling like hotcakes.
Each one of these episodes, each one, so individual episode was $25 million.
That was their budget for all six episodes.
Each episode, so 25 times 6.
I don't know. Are you sure about that? That sounds a little high for each episode.
Each episode.
Where are you getting that? Is this from We Got This Covered?
No.
Sounds like it. It sounds like it's from Lance's BrickOvenPizza.com.
Mandalorian had $15 million per episode.
I wouldn't be surprised if a large chunk of that extra budget is just because of Ian McGregor.
Game of Thrones had $15 million per episode in its final season. $15 million. Mandalorian, $15 million. Obi-Wan Kenobi is $25 million.
Well, that's a good. Sticks makes another good point. If you're a Star Wars fan, you're already signed up for Disney Plus, so we have to see what subscribers sign up is for Kenobi. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, he's right. Well, it's speculation. In this article, it says that I've heard the budget for each of the 8 episodes was to average around $25 million a piece.
That's huge. That's bigger than a movie style. Well, it's 6 hours. You got to think. So it's 6 hours. So that's essentially, what, 2.5 movies?
But how many episodes is Kenobi? Is it 6 or is it 8?
I thought it was 6.
Because this article is saying 8.
Now, this article is from February 7th, 2020. So they could have been going off of that it was 8 then. Now it's 6. I don't know.
And I just looked at IMDb today and it said 6, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's 6.
The fact of the matter is it's been reported multiple times that these Disney Plus shows,
6 episodes.
These Disney Plus shows and Marvel shows are going to get movie-sized budgets. So if they have movie-sized budgets, they can rely on CGI.
Because you've got movies like Avengers Endgame out there making shit tons of money. Like their theatrical drives a lot, but a lot of their sales come in merch, especially at Disney. Like Star Wars Land at Disney, like how much of that is going to go into to supplement this stuff? You know, it's
in Grogu. I mean, how much merchandise has Grogu alone made? You go into Target and they have that whole Disney section there. Half of it is Grogu stuff.
Yeah,
like Grogu has been a huge moneymaker for Disney. More so than the title character, Mandalorian. I mean, Grogu is the moneymaker there. I don't know. They're saying their entire budget, and I'm not sure if this is correct, but this is what I'm reading right here. Their entire budget was $296 million for the whole show. That's substantial.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money for a TV show.
I would argue, and I'm not reading this, but this is just me, my opinion, is probably the most expensive TV show ever made.
Well, with Star Wars, there's a lot of special effects that go into it. Like you have a lot of green screen, a lot of blue screen.
But $10 million more than even Mandalorian per episode?
Well, there's
Mandalorian
more.
Mandalorian was 15 and this is 25?
I think there's more you have to do in Obi-Wan Kenobi versus Mandalorian.
Well, they shoot pretty much all of this stuff in like a studio. I'm pretty sure like most of the environments are CGI. Like, yeah.
I don't know. Obviously, Disney thinks that there is enough influx of cash coming from Disney Plus because there's been several movies over the last couple years that they've just skipped the theatrical release. I mean, just today we had Turning Red that was supposed to come out in theaters, and they decided nope, it's going to come Disney Plus, and that's a Pixar movie. Pixar movies, it doesn't matter what it is, it makes money. You put
But you
Pixar
gotta
on it.
Heard of
wonder
that
how
movie.
much. Yeah, you gotta wonder how much like focus groups go into this. I bet you they show this movie to focus groups, and if they don't do as well in focus groups as they think they're gonna go, it's easier to put them on Disney Plus than and not take such a financial loss because putting at Disney Plus, it's not a big deal. You know, people
No,
are
but they
gonna
would,
already
but
subscribe
if,
for it.
if
You got
Styx's
you're more
comment-
likely to get people, but the Disney Plus, you're more likely to get people to pay, you know, $10 for the whole family to watch a movie versus $10 a person for a family to watch the movie that isn't going to end up being very good.
Well, I see. No, it's Pixar. There hasn't been a Pixar movie that has failed in the box office. I mean, and they just did. What was the last animated one that came out for Disney? Not Raya. There was something after that.
Luca?
Encanto. Luca was Disney Plus only, I'm pretty sure. And Encanto was only in the theaters for like 3 or 4 weeks.
Oh, was it that short of a run?
Yeah, it was a really short run. But Encanto blew up once it hit Disney Plus. It was more successful on Disney Plus than it was in the theaters.
I'm just saying, I don't think, well, yeah, because you can take your family of 12. You should know this. You can take your family of 12 and watch Encanto on Disney Plus for one price versus going to the theater and having to pay $15 per person. You know,
I just think that if you do the thing about Black Widow that had date release, right? So it was released on Disney Plus and in the theaters. Why not do that? Why completely ignore a potential secondary influx of cash by putting it in the theaters and Disney Plus? Because people saw it both ways. Like it completely remove it from theatrical release.
Let's put it this way. You've got 5 kids, right? 5 kids, and you and your wife make 7, all right? You go to a Disney movie in theaters, you're paying, let's say you're paying about $13 a ticket, right? That's almost $100 for your entire family to go see that movie. That's not including popcorns for each kid or drinks for each kid. That's just the ticket price alone.
I don't think
is
it really
$100.
costs. I don't think it ever cost me that much to take them all, and it might be because I'm part of like, you know, we go to Fat Cats and it's like $7.50 or $8 or whatever.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like,
but we have like all those extra freebies where it doesn't really cost that much. I mean, that's the same as me taking them all out to dinner, which we do often.
I'm just saying the normal ticket price now is $13 for a ticket that's not a matinee show. So I'm just saying, like, I'm gonna pay, you know, unless it's a movie I really want to see. If I have as a new father, as Logan gets older, with just me, her, and Aaron, as I go, you know, she gets older. If I have the option to watch the movie on Disney Plus the same day it was released, I'm watching it on Disney Plus for $10 versus paying $13 a person to go watch in theaters.
But the thing is that they were doing that premium thing with Disney Plus, and they're not even doing that with Turning Red. They stopped doing that after.
Something tells me Turning Red isn't. No, where did Turning Red just came out of nowhere too? Like it's not. It wasn't.
No,
like
I've known about it for a while,
movie.
but I also it was talked about in the Disney Plus Day or whatever. They've talked about it for a while now.
I think
that's stupid. It might be that I have kids of that age that it was on my radar, this movie, but I don't know. I mean, my daughter told me about it 8 months ago. She was excited to see it. They're really pissed at me right now too because I say, "Hey, we're gonna watch this. We're gonna watch this as a family. You guys can't watch it until we watch it all together," and they're all pissed at me.
So yeah, if Disney Plus spent $300 million on Obi-Wan movie instead, it could eventually bring in $1 billion revenue. Exactly. Like if Jeff Bezos wants to blow his billions on Lord of the Rings TV show and flying penis-shaped rockets into space, that's cool by me.
So let me use
yeah.
this just comment against them. If that's the case, then why do a TV show? They do a TV show because Disney Plus is a huge moneymaker for them, and they need to continue to put out quality content.
Dude, I don't think it is though.
Stop
because
slandering Ish, Lance.
I don't
Stop it.
I'm not.
See, this is where I think you're wrong. This is where I think you're wrong. You're wrong, Lance. If Disney Plus was so profitable the way it is, why are they talking about bringing in a lower priced commercial tier option? Because it's
for
not
lower
as
income
profitable as you think it
families.
is. No, not just that, because the commercials bring in profit too, because they're going to get money from these companies to run their ads on Disney Plus, just like Hulu. That's why Disney Plus doesn't offer the Hulu Prime option when you get that bundle. It's because they get a kickback.
They do now.
From Hulu.
They do now.
But still,
They
I'm
do
saying that's
now.
why they're offering that Disney Plus lower tier one. It's because you're paying a little bit less for Disney Plus, but you're also having to watch those ads, and you're more likely to be like, "Oh man, I really want a Dr. Pepper after seeing that Dr. Pepper ad."
Just like our sponsor for this week, which is, I'm just kidding.
No, I think that these streaming services are the way of the future, dude. There's a reason why every studio
they're the way they are the way of the future, but it's
Netflix
TV
is
a la
a
carte essentially.
multi-billion-dollar company, and all they do is subscription.
But let's go back to what your mom was just saying. Netflix is close to tapping on North America and Europe subscribers now, so they're bare boning their English content because there isn't money in it for them now. So they're switching more to Asian focused content. Like one of the biggest things on Netflix last year was Squid Games.
But they've been doing that for a couple years now, where they go in the international market and they're buying everything. You have to have money to do that. These things cost a lot of money. They're buying the rights. I mean, it's no different than what Hulu did.
Dr. Pepper.
What Hulu did with
everything besides going to movies.
What Hulu did with Letterkenny, right? They bought the rights to something that was doing well in whatever country it came from, and then they brought it here. That's what Netflix is doing. Netflix is going around and it's not just Asian content. They're buying Australian, they're buying German. You go on the top or like the newly released, 4 or 5 of them are English things, and the rest are foreign language. And it's not just Asia; it's everywhere. Netflix is pulling in money hand over fist.
He says, Lance, my point is if they're not adding a new significant number of subscribers, we're not going to get these high budget shows like they are anymore.
But they are. They exceeded their subscriber base. Their end of the year was like 200% over what they were planning it to be. And think about what came out last year. 4 Marvel shows. Boba Fett started last year. What else came out on that? They had Black Widow come out. They had Mulan come out. Wasn't that all last year? Or was Black Widow the year prior?
No, Black Widow was last year.
They made hand over fist, and they're only charging you.
Pib Extra, your mom. Pib Extra, I'll give it to you. I believe that Pib Extra is way better than Dr. Pepper, and I'll fight anybody on that.
I think that they buy Dr. Pepper and they pour it in a... I can't tell the difference.
If you can't tell the difference between Mr. Pib Extra or Pib Extra and Dr. Pepper, then you're not... I don't know. You need to get your taste buds checked.
Yeah, I don't remember the last time I've had Pib Extra. Where do you even
Dr.
get that?
Thunder?
I didn't even know Pib Extra existed. What is that
now?
Mr. Pibb.
Dude, it's...
Oh, I know Mr.
Like,
Pibb, but Pib Extra?
It's
Yeah,
like
it was in,
Dr.
like,
Pepper,
yellow
but it's
writing.
like a little bit like more syrupy. It's so good.
Yeah,
It is
I've only ever had Mr. Pibb. I like Mr. Pibb, but I like Dr. Pepper too. I mean, they're a little different, but I don't think they're as different as like Coke and Pepsi are.
Pepsi's nasty.
Pepsi's my preferred, but
Pepsi is nasty. It tastes like cleaning products.
I love cleaning my mouth with Pepsi.
I know every fountain within 50 miles of my house where you can get it. I've actually looked into, no lie, installing an underground or an under cabinet soda fountain in my kitchen just to buy Pib Extra.
You can't buy Pib Extra like in a...
No.
Wasn't that one the one they sold in like 3-liter bottles? You get them in the
sure.
big bottle.
I know, like
that was Shasta. You buy
most
them
of the places I
bottles.
find them around here are like Filiberto's. That's usually where I find places that have Pib Extra. There's a Hawaiian Hawaiian barbecue over by me that has one.
I can't eat
But
there.
you can't eat Ono Hawaiian barbecue?
Every time I've eaten there,
So good.
I've had it maybe 4 or
like
5
Hawaiian
times in
barbecue.
my life, and I've gotten food poisoning every single time.
I think you're just ordering the wrong thing, man.
I always get
Well,
that.
hold on.
That
What about
blooming,
brick oven Hawaiian food?
What's that blooming thing that they have? It's like meat. It's like katsu or something like that. What's that thing? It's
I
their
don't know.
main thing that they sell.
You get a number 44, man. It's a katsu and barbecue chicken combo.
That's what I got. The katsu is what I got every single time. Like I always got food poisoning. So I stopped going there when I was like 16.
Oh, I know. I've looked at Keggerators, but yeah, you can't get it in cans. Like I've looked at like buying it on Amazon and getting it. 'Cause
Mr.
we used
Pibb
to have it in
Extra?
cans in Michigan. Yeah, we used to get it in cans in Michigan and buy the 12 pack. And like, I've thought about having my buddy from Michigan send me some, and it's all good. Pib is so good. Now I want a Mr. Pibb.
Do they have like diet Mr. Pibb? I've only ever had normal.
I'm not sure. I've only ever had normal.
Why does
Pibb.
it say Pib was actually? I don't know what site this is. Pib was actually discontinued in 2001.
Because it's Pib Extra now. Look up Pib Extra.
Oh, so they just don't have Pib. They only have Pib
Right.
Extra. They have it here on Amazon. Pib Extra Fresh Pack Soda.
Yeah. How much is it?
Probably cheaper than what it would be to have your friends ship you it.
Hey, they have zero.
$21.
Yeah,
Pib Extra
$21.
zero.
That's expensive, dude.
Yeah, but how much would it cost for your friend to ship it to you?
$5 12 pack. Like,
How much would it cost to have your friend ship it? That's heavy.
I don't know about $21.
I don't know, man. I think you price it out, dude. I think it's going to cost a lot to ship it.
I like this comment. How many times do you have to get food poisoning at a place before you quit going there?
I always thought like my friends would. It was probably maybe like 3 or 4 times, but my friends were all, "Oh, let's go here." I'm like, you know, it was probably just a fluke, and then I stopped eating it when I was 16.
Dude,
Never went back.
I went. So it takes a while for me to like be willing to go back to a place that makes me sick. Granted, I don't get sick from food very often, but I was on a road trip with a very pretty girl, and I was single at the time. And we stopped right as we were leaving Utah to Arizona, 12-hour drive at Del Taco. Within about an hour, I had
That
the
made me laugh.
shits bad.
What'd you
I
eat?
was not Del Taco. I had like, I don't know, just a normal meal at Del Taco. And
I
had
took you to
run
Del
my-
Taco the other day.
I know. I'm saying it took me a long time to be willing. This was like 11 years ago, dude.
Oh yeah.
And it took me like 5 or 6 years after that for me to be willing to try Del Taco again, because I had this beautiful girl in the car with me. I was interested in her. I was single, and I had to go poop so bad within like 30 minutes of eating Del Taco. I'm like, can we pull over? And then I was in the bathroom for like 30 minutes. It
An
was
8
so
by 10 of
embarrassing.
an 8 by 10 of Lance is not a beautiful girl. All right.
No, man, it was an embarrassing experience.
Well, I'm the same way with Jack in the Box. I got really, really sick from Jack in the Box one time from food poisoning. Now, if I ever go to Jack in the Box, the only thing I will eat from there is tiny tacos. The tacos are the only thing I will touch from Jack in the Box.
That's funny. It feels like the thing that would make you like have the
Yeah,
runs
that's
the worst.
That's all I can eat from Jack in the Box, because everything else, like their burgers and stuff, I think I could probably have like one of their bowls or something. But who goes to Jack in the Box to get one of their protein bowls?
I go to Jack in the Box and I get 2 things. Tacos. Well, sorry, 3 things. Tacos, tiny tacos, or egg rolls. That's it.
I like Jack in the Box. I always go and see what their like their deal is, because they always have a cheap meal, and I usually get that and like 2 to 4 tacos.
Yeah.
Their deal today is pretty good, but I had already eaten. My wife hadn't had dinner as we were driving home, and she's like, "Can we just stop at Taco Bell and get like 4 tacos?" And I saw their deal. It was like the sourdough bacon double cheeseburger with like grilled onions, like totally my jam.
Taco
It's like
Bell
my
had
kind
that?
of burger. No, sorry, Jack in the Box. Sorry. Jack in the Box. And I didn't get anything because I had eaten at like 3:00 with Lance, but I was tempted because that's usually what I'll go for, is like their cheap $5 meal.
Who the fuck are you looking at, Lance?
The Suns game.
Who are you looking? Who are you talking to?
I keep checking the score of the Suns game. We're down by 6 points right now.
Pib
hard
Zero
not to-
Walmart $7.58, but not in stock.
Yeah, but they don't
Um,
sell it here.
Yeah, Burger King's gross. I was
It is.
just
Their
commenting to
burgers
Ish.
are always soggy. Like
Dude,
Yeah.
I
their
won't eat there anymore.
bottom bun is always soggy.
I got food
can't eat there
poisoning from
anymore.
Burger King once.
I've never gotten food poisoning, but I went when I first moved back to Arizona 2 years ago. I went and got a burger at Burger King. I brought it home, and it was so raw that I had to nuke it in the microwave, and then I still was just like, forget it, I don't want to eat it. I had like 2 bites and threw it away because it was literally a rare burger, and I'm not interested in eating rare ground beef. It was disgusting.
And a burger that looks like
it.
it was run over by a car.
Yeah,
The
dude,
only
it's
thing
gross.
I'll get
It's
from
bad.
you know,
It's bad.
the only thing I'll get from Burger King is the classic chicken sandwich, the original chicken sandwich, or the Beyond.
It looks like minced
Whopper.
meat. Their chicken
Yeah.
looks like it's
Beyond
been minced in
Whopper?
like
Yeah,
a Beyond Burgers.
I
How
like the
many-
Beyond Whopper or the Impossible Whopper, whatever you want to call it. But
I've never had
normal
an
Whopper,
Impossible
dude, the bottom bun is just soaking wet by the time you're done with it.
Because they drench it in mayonnaise.
There's no more Burger Kings in Scottsdale that are all closed. Wow, interesting.
Burger King's in Scottsdale?
Yeah, Sticks has always asked for fresh buns.
My
Good
kids really
advice.
like their chicken nuggets. They had the spicy nuggets. Those were pretty good.
Nah, dude, if I'm gonna go anywhere for a burger, it's Wendy's. Like for me, Wendy's burgers are top. I
For
go to
like a fast
McDonald's
food?
for I go to McDonald's
Culver's.
for
That's where I
chicken
go.
nuggets and fries.
Freddy's,
Nah,
In and
I don't
Out,
like
Five
Freddy's
Guys.
burgers. I go to Freddy's
Oh,
for
Freddy's
their.
so good.
I'm going to Freddy's. It's strictly for their chili cheese fries.
See, I didn't used to like Freddy's as much until I realized that you could customize your burger for free. I used to just go and get like their double burger, and I'm like, yeah, it's fine. But now I show up and I don't even customize it that much. I just love grilled onions on my burgers. So I show up and I say, hey, I want your double cheeseburger with bacon and give me whole grilled onions on there. And then I put some Freddy sauce on it.
I go to.
Are we going to
Culver's-
call out that Ish finally said something wrong on this podcast?
What did he do?
What?
That all Burger Kings are closed in Scottsdale? That's not true. Even his own wife is telling him that's not true. I was going to say, we drove past one today when we were in Scottsdale, Max, on Thomas Road.
Culver's is good. I like Culver's.
Culver's is
fish sandwich,
overpriced though, dude.
and
They're expensive, dude, but they're so freaking good. Their fries suck, though.
Nah, you get the cheese curds, man. What
Their
else you
cheese
go to
curds are
Culver's
good.
for?
Their cheese curds are good. But like I go to Culver's and I like for one person I'm spending $20. No, thank you. It's fast food.
As I go to
$20
Five Guys.
I want to go to like
Five Guys is overrated in my opinion.
Five Guys is awesome. Also,
Dude, I think In-N-Out is overrated.
I love In-N-Out.
I think In-N-Out's overrated. Dude,
Love
I think
it.
Whataburger makes it
But
better
I gotta
burger
be-
than In-N-Out.
I gotta be
Whataburger's good. I
real
like them.
selective about my burger places, right? Because like most of them don't do like, for instance, I went to Wendy's, like I can't have the bun, and I wanted a lettuce wrap. They don't do that. They put it in like a bowl, like not even cut up meat. Like it was just all that stuff in a bowl. Like so, I gotta be selective, and the only place I can go is Carl's Jr., In-N-Out, Culver's.
It just
Carl's
must be that
Jr. does
Wendy's,
pretty
'cause
good. They do
if
pretty
I-
good with a lettuce
If
wrap.
I ask for it protein style, I always get it lettuce wrapped at Wendy's.
Yeah, they put mine in a bowl. This was
Yeah,
like 2
that's-
years ago.
Yeah, I haven't done it in a while. That's when I did Atkins. Every time I went to Wendy's, they just gave me like 2 pieces
yeah,
of
your
meat on a
mom.
piece of lettuce. I'm like, what the frick?
In-N-Out
In-N-Out is overrated.
No,
In-N-Out
In-N-Out's
is
awesome.
probably the most pure burger that you can get.
No.
Yeah, they don't
Five
put
Guys would be
additives.
the most pure burger you can
No,
get.
Five Guys puts a bunch of shit in their meat too. In-N-Out, the potatoes haven't been starched or anything like that. The meat is 100%.
So here's the
Lance likes
problem with
places
stick-
that matches lifestyles like In-N-Out.
So here's the problem with that statement, though. Lance is very good at going in. He's not good at getting out. That's why he has so many kids.
Whataburger has oddly satisfying blandness to it.
Blandness.
Yeah,
I like
Whataburger
Whataburger.
is one of those places that people, I can't eat there, but is one of those places that people go nuts over. And I remember having it maybe a decade ago, and I was like, this tastes like, you know,
Protein style is too kinky
Too
for me.
kinky
Your
for
mom
me.
says. So
No.
Whataburger is good. I don't think it's like the rave. Like Texans, like I have a friend who's from Texas. He's like, it's the best. Like it's good. I like Whataburger,
it
but
feels
it's
like
not,
the same as like McDonald's to me. Like it's just
I think
like
it's
fast
it's a
food.
little better, but it's a fast food burger. It's a little better than
In-N-Out.
McDonald's.
In-N-Out, they don't put friggin' additives in their meat. They don't friggin' like that's stuff that matters to me. Culver's is very like pure stuff. They don't put a bunch of additives in their stuff either. But Wendy's and all those places, like.
Well, boys, I think we smell our next ranking. Our next tier list is the best fast food places. I think that's where we're going with this.
Well, that's gonna be, dude. You thought Batman was a fight? Max and I do not agree on food places.
That makes for good content.
Max's favorite Mexican food, and he's not here to defend himself, so I feel kind of bad. But
the spicy ketchup.
He always goes on and on about Serranos, and I'm like, dude, that's not good.
Almost offensively bland. But all right, well, you guys got anything else you want to talk about this week since we're just talking about fast food now?
No, I've got nothing. We're going to see the Batman again tonight. You want to join us?
Yeah, I'll get right on that.
We're going to the Dolby on Stapley in the 60.
No, I'm not going to drive that far. You must be out of your mind. I'm driving out that way tomorrow. I'm not coming out there tonight.
Are you going out there tomorrow for what?
I'm going out your way tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Duh. We're hanging out.
For what?
We're going to Rodicio's tomorrow to celebrate my birthday.
Ish wants Max to talk about the books he wrote.
What book did Max write? Oh, he was working on a book. I don't know if you call it he wrote a book. It's not. I don't think it's finished.
He said he finished. I think he said he finished one of them, didn't he?
Maybe. He's been writing a book since I've known him. I don't know. He's not here. We're about to close up the show and he leaves.
I thought Lance didn't see movies he likes more than once.
That's not what I said.
You're already backtracking. That's exactly what you said last week.
No, I said Batman is a bit heavy.
Movie,
Batman is heavy.
Again.
Batman is heavy, but I don't know if I can watch it again. But I'm going tonight because Max convinced me.
He said the other night he was already thinking about writing the sequels. That would imply he wrote a book.
Oh, he finished it. I didn't know that.
I think you and Ish just need to have a hug, man. You guys just need to hug it out. You need to just have a little hug and a little finger in the butthole and just work it out.
Hey, I didn't go on here and say Star Trek sucks. That was Max. To the point where Ish had to stop what he was doing. Come on the show.
Yeah, that
Max,
was
did you finish your book?
No.
I didn't think so.
Well,
I thought you said a couple episodes that you finished one and you already had ideas for sequels.
yeah, I did. I finished my first book when I was 18. I just haven't finished like I hand wrote the whole thing. I haven't finished typing it up. And I've written half of the second book and I have an outline for all 5.
So wait, the second book, is that the one you've been writing since we've been friends?
Yes.
Yes, because I knew that you've been writing a book, like, because you've been telling me about it.
But I also have been rewriting the first book because I hand wrote the whole thing, so I've been trying to type the whole thing up, and then I realized that like there's a few things I realized, like I didn't really have any female characters in the book when I wrote it when I was 15, so I was trying to add some more like depth and diversity into the story.
So it's not done really. Like
the first one's kind of done. I've kind of added all of that already. I just need to finish it.
Why haven't
it's not done.
Why haven't I read said book?
Because it's not done. I've done about half of it.
It's done. And now I said, why haven't I read it? It's
I
not
don't
done.
think. Yeah, I think we need to go to Google or the Encyclopedia Britannica and review the definition of what done is.
Yeah, it's not done. I just mean it's handwritten. Like the book is done. It's just.
But the handwritten version, you just said you had to fix it. So it's not
says, what a neat coincidence, because I only read handwritten novels.
Manuscripts. Fucking son's lost, you fucking asshole.
You hand wrote a book. My hand cramps just thinking about that.
Dude, it was a lot. And I'm left-handed, so like oh my gosh, so much ink smear when I wrote that thing.
Dude, my hand cramps when I have to write like on a post-it note. Like I hate writing.
Okay. So Ish said he wanted to hear more about my book. Have I given the premise already? Have I told the premise?
I don't even know what it is, dude. And you've told me 100 times and I don't remember.
It's a fantasy novel.
Oh, I figured that.
And I wrote it.
I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
No, dude, that was supposed to be you were supposed to let it go.
I'm not gonna do that.
That would have been.
You
funny.
did it to me last week.
I know.
So Max, tell us about your book.
He's gonna end the show on me if I start
No,
saying
I'm not.
anymore. Well, feel free to end the show. I'm good.
Now tell us about your book, dude.
My book It's a fantasy novel. Oh my god.
You failed.
I
Go
wanted
ahead.
to get you a little deeper into it. You thought-
Go ahead.
No.
I'm gonna literally let you. Tell
No,
you.
you're
yeah,
not.
go for it. Go
Yeah,
for it.
I am.
I'm not. My hands off.
I don't even know how to give a summary anymore. Basically, Liamund is the main character. You're about to hit that button. I know it.
I don't.
He's a very skilled fighter, but at the beginning of the book, he gets attacked by the villains, loses his memory, gets captured, and the first book is about him kind of making his way back to his original city. There's a lot more to the story. Like there's this group of people called the Turnarians that are basically trying to dominate the world and bring back magic, which most of the world doesn't believe even exists. And so yeah, it's just a cool fantasy story with monsters and creatures and a fun quest and lots of wars and strategy. It's a cool story, but it's been so long since I've really written any more of it that even I have a hard time saying what the story is. And
Nice.
it's fun. It was really fun to write. I think it's a pretty decent story, but as I read it, the Wheel of Time, I think to myself, holy crap, this story is so much more expansive than what I wrote. And I don't think that necessarily means mine's bad. I think it just means that I'm not going for this 14 book scope that Robert Jordan was going for. I'm more okay with
Have you given it
smaller
to anybody? Have you given it to anybody in,
No.
the publishing?
No, because like I said, I don't have a digital version of it to distribute. I've
Yeah,
had my brother read the first few chapters. He liked what he read. He enjoyed it.
You need somebody. You need somebody you read it to somebody and have your wife type it as you're reading it to her. Get that thing knocked out and get it into some people's hands and see if there's something
See if there's
marketable
something
there, dude.
I really should spend some time finishing it up. But like I said, I've rewritten about half of it. And I just
Yeah, I'm
need
your
to get
best
more
friend.
done.
I've never read any of it.
I know.
So
I think some of it's on my drive. Maybe I can share the Google Doc with you. Read only.
There you
I don't
go.
want you screwing with it.
I'm not gonna fuck with it.
I know you're not.
Lance, are you watching anything new?
I finished Pam and Tom. You're an asshole.
All you freaks and geeks,
That's right. We can just talk right over this.
Come all you freaks and geeks.
Go buy stuff from
Let's
Manscaped.
listen to
Absolute Geek.
Geek.
We'll go ahead and spread our
cheeks.
Spread the cheese.
and drink
And
some
over for
Cosby wine.
We'll
Come
drink
on,
some
you
Cosby wine. It makes me feel real fine. See you next time on the